Vsauce here. What is blue? But for real guys, welcome to the HR show number... Why is there so much blue? Like seriously, why is there so much blue? But seriously, why is everything blue? I don't know. That's a lie. However, to answer your question why there's so much blue, you won't get the answer today. Everything will be revealed this upcoming Tuesday. Now this thing coming, it's not for everyone, I'll just say that. It's not gonna be something that everyone is gonna want to jump aboard probably right away. Maybe never, who knows, but something's coming, something big change, I think. Been working on it for a while, been teasing it for a while. Still teasing it, just teasing it. However, being real, being like completely serious, no acting, no just like trying to put things on. Like I am actually like very excited for this. Like I put a lot of hard work into this, a couple of my friends put a lot of hard work in this. It is for real, won't probably be for everyone, but I am like so proud of everything that we made so far, and like this is kind of something that I wanted to do when I first started YouTube in the beginning. Also, there was only one video this week because if you did watch that video, I've been having problems with my Elgato for whatever reason, even though it's a new one. I don't know if it's the cord, the Elgato, or the software, or it could possibly be my computer at the moment. I'm not sure. It's not recording correctly. It's like encrypted slash glitchy files. I should have a warranty on it, but I don't remember ever calling for it or getting a paper for it. I know I paid for a warranty. That was like 2 years. So hopefully that will get better. Otherwise, maybe I'll be forced to be more creative and do more skits and stuff. However, because there's only one video and that video was kind of crappy, to be honest, it was a shot in the dark with how my capture was. I'm going to be talking about something that I spent this whole day doing and I found yesterday when we went to CNC Games, which if you're not from around here, CNC Games is like a GameStop / game buying place, video game place. However, I've looked for this game before because this is a game that I really remember a lot from my childhood, but I spent all day playing it today. We found it yesterday and I like literally screamed and like basically freaked out in the store. It was only my friend, the worker, and I that was in the store, but I literally like freaked the flip out because I didn't even realize it for sure if it's a game at first, but just like looking at it and like looking on both sides of the thing, I'm like, oh my god. Now the game that I'm talking about is this. Pardon the gloss. It's a limited edition of that. You read that? Maybe. Now this is a game that I would play at my cousin's house and I remember being so good, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And like even like recently I tried searching it up and I even went to this shop before like a year ago trying to find this game. And I couldn't even find like online that many at the time. I haven't checked recently if there's a lot more, but like all the ones that were there, like online were like hundreds of bucks. Like for whatever reason, people were selling this for a lot. This game is probably hands down my favorite game, my favorite Spider-Man game, and probably the best Spider-Man game ever. I don't know how old it is. I know it was at least like 2008-ish when this was made, because in the documentary it only mentioned the 2 Spider-Man films being made, which is Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 and Sam Raimi with Tobey Maguire. So it was at least that old, and this video game adapts the Ultimate Spider-Man universe, which is like my favorite version of Spider-Man, at least the stories that I like the most. I still like both, and like with how Marvel's doing stuff, it's kind of weird right now. For how old it is, it's on a PS2, I think there's PC, and there might be even like Xbox or Xbox 360, I'm not sure. However, this game for the time, they knew, I think, graphically what they were working with, because they made it look like the comic book. But even though it's kind of pixely and it's in standard definition, it's not in HD, it looks really good and it actually looks like a comic. I mean, there are some things that like kind of run slow and isn't perfect on it, which it might have just been on this disc because it's a used disc and there was a few scratches, but the game is so good. I finished the story today, but you get to play as Peter, you get to play as Spider-Man, you get to play as Venom, Eddie Brock. That's one of the cool things about this game is that like some story missions you'll switch to being Eddie and you can actually like kill people. Like I don't know what this game is rated, and I don't remember this being a thing when I used to play it. But one of the moves you can do with Venom is you literally pick up someone and break their back, and there's an audible snap. Like, that's kind of adult. And like, I think it's even kind of clear that like you're killing people. And there's even like, I know it's a comic book and it didn't kill him, but there's even a shot in there that like Venom gets shot in the head and it just looks like his head being shot off, basically. Like, I don't think this is a mature game. However, it follows and it might almost exactly rip off like I think 19 story run of the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, but it does it so well. And like there's so many villains in this, and like the bosses are actually hard, and there's a lot of them, and most of them like you start off with a chase. Like there's kind of a formula to some of them not. Like, however, they're hard to the point that you feel like, yes, I know what I need to do, I know I can do it, but I'm just not doing it right. Let me just do another chance, let me just do another chance, let me do just another chance, because it's kind of brutal. It's not, I'm gonna say Dark Souls, but like you don't completely restart, but you like almost always restart the whole boss battle when you die, and you have to do the whole thing over again. And even though it's just like, I know this is easy, I know I should be able to do this, but I can't. I know I can get this next time. Like, that's how it kind of gives you the mentality with all these bosses, and it's like really good, like, for it being challenging, but like it doesn't seem challenging. It just feels like you messed up and like, I know I can do this, I'm just an idiot right now. However, when you're Venom, like, it's just so fun to like go on a rampage and like kill people and all that. And when you're Spider-Man, like, you have to do Spider-Man type stuff. Like, it is technically open world. Though, I don't guess it technically, it is open world. You can't go in the water or whatnot, but there's like a good amount of Queens and a good amount of Manhattan to swing around. And there's even just like, there's races to do, there's like gang missions you could do, and then there's just random like saving people, random like things to actually fight, which is pretty good for the time that it came out. And even like I said, it's not good quality, but it looks like a comic. And honestly, it's really fun to just swing around, because this is one of the games that like you have to be attached to something. Like, you can't just be like swinging randomly up in the air. And like, I know someone said like, oh, he's just swinging on helicopters that you don't see. So many Spider-Man games, or even sometimes movies, didn't do that, but it just kind of grounds it a little bit more in reality, which I know with video games and movies, sometimes you don't want reality, but it's like, kind of nice to add that difficulty and not basically be God and just be like millions of miles above like skyscrapers and you're still going up on web. Like this, you can like web dash if you're like on the ground, or if it's like lower buildings where you can't swing, like there's a move to like go there. You can swing faster, you can climb up your rope. Like the webs will actually like stay for a little while like on the ground or just hanging. When you fight people, you actually have to like, when you knock them out, you actually have to web them up or they'll get back up. Like, they'll get back up and fight you and be at like full health again, unless you web them up. And I think there is sometimes where you can just completely knock them out or kill them when you're Spider-Man. And the combat's actually pretty fun and easy, but it's almost kind of like a Batman Arkham type combat, but not. But it's hard. Like, it's not just like button mashing like, oh, I'm so cool. Like, you like physically have to do the dodging, you have to kind of do the timing, and it is brutal with that sometimes, especially with some of the bosses. And like, so many other things are like so cool and like so right, and like there's so many characters in it. There's like Nick Fury, Silver Sable, Venom, obviously Eddie Brock, which is Venom. There's Mary Jane. There's there's Electro. There's Shocker. There's Boomerang. And like Shocker and Boomerang are just like random people that you will find on the streets. Like there's like just normal like, oh, help me, save me, bring me to like a hospital, and there's some things I have to pick up people, then there's sometimes you just have to drop someone off somewhere or go to a hospital within a certain amount of time, or sometimes there's actually like a big gang bust going on, you have to fight them, and the cops will even help you sometimes. Like the cops, if the cops are fighting gang members, and you go help them, they'll arrest people instead of you having to web them, and they will actually hurt them with their guns, like, which is cool. Like some games nowadays don't do that. And even with the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is a game that I enjoyed a lot, every single time you did like a in-world events when you had to like help out someone, it would have to do a cutscene and load when you enter it and exit it. And this is literally just flies in. You like are just swinging around, having fun, jump down, beat up some people, someone's like, yay, and you just leave. And they're the same thing that's in Amazing Spider-Man 2, but there's no loading, and it's older, and it's basically the same game. Like, why couldn't the Amazing Spider-Man 2 do that? Like, come on. We're like, I'm a big Spider-Man nerd, and I like video games and stuff. I really highly recommend, if you have this game, pick it up again. If you don't have it, and if you can find out how to have it, if you like Spider-Man games, get it. This is like a must-have game. I mean, I might be wrong, but I swear this is a game that a lot of people don't talk about. Like, they talk about Web of Shadows being a pretty good Spider-Man game with like all those things, but like, this game is like the Spider-Man game for me and has been the Spider-Man game for me for a while, and I'm so glad I could finally find it. I like literally spent, like last year, I spent like probably a week or so trying to find this game and figure out how the hell I can get it. And oh, it was worth it. So there's my Spider-Man rant. There's my whole rant of why I didn't do videos. And why is there blue? You'll have to find out next Tuesday. So thank you guys for watching. And as always, I will see you guys in another video probably